As long as Billy the Kid is taking some back, I'm with him.
Everything all right, Mr. Chisholm?
Yes, everything's fine. Go on and bring the men in, and we'll have a little fresh coffee with the boys here.
Yoo-hoo! I'll make you famous.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for joining us on another episode of the I'll Make You Famous podcast, as I'm joined once again by Caroline Fung.
Hello.
How's it going, Caroline?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Good. Last episode we talked about 90 Day Fiance and Farts in a Drawer, and then right after that episode we piggybacked on what did you feel was the most sellable. What do you feel like is the most profitable part of a woman? And you went with ovaries.
Well, the eggs.
Eggs. I'm
from
sorry.
her
ovaries.
ovaries.
That's you know.
Although I'm curious how much it would be or how much like a whole ovary
would be, right?
Would sell for.
Chris, can you look up ovaries also, how much they cost?
Yeah, I will. So, first eggs are 5 to 50,000 according to Fortune.com.
Eggs are 5 to 50,000. All right, so I mean, and you can produce 240. Well, you said from here on out.
Oh yeah, I was saying women hit menopause. I don't know. I guess in like their 50s. So if I had like 20-something years left, I release an egg every month. That's like 240 more eggs I got left.
I don't know.
It's probably more than that though, because that would put me at like 48.
I feel like, is getting an egg like just going to the gynecologist and letting him do his little dibble dabble, like kind of, you go to the gyno, he does his thing, boom, 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 bop, in and out.
No, I definitely would have to be put out for you to take eggs out of my ovaries.
Isn't it just like how big is an egg? Is it like an egg? Yeah, it's tiny. All right, so it's why do you need to be knocked out for this? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I would assume there's some sort of like surgery that needs to be performed. You'd have to
you
cut
have
me
to
open
get surgery every single time.
No, I think they go in there once, take out X amount, and then they freeze them.
They freeze your eggs, right. But all right, so money wise, I'm saying like you only can produce how many eggs a month?
No. So you're born with a finite amount of eggs in your ovaries, and every month your ovary releases one. But you can't grow more.
So you only get one a month?
More. Yeah, that's like your period. You get rid of
one. So you go in each time and you take one. And that'd be from 5. And then, because you said that
Who goes in? You're talking about with the surgery?
Yeah, well, yeah. You go in and you scoop one. It takes the stork releases one, and that and the other.
Right.
I think that's why they have the stork thing, because that makes sense. You have the one egg, and the stork delivers the. No, is that not how it works?
Yeah, I get the ovary. When you get cramps, is because like your ovary releases it. And I guess when it like bursts through, that hurts. And then if the egg is not fertilized,
you said it's called cryosis. Is that what you said?
No.
You said when you get what?
I don't know. I think I said when the ovary releases an egg. It bursts.
So you said cryos. I was like, when you go through cryos, I was like, what?
No.
Oh, all right. I must have misheard.
If it's not fertilized, then, your uterus gets ready for the baby, and then it's like, oh,
that's when you have your period.
Baby. And then it releases it sheds that inner lining that your uterus created to house the baby, but there is no baby. So that's where all the blood comes from. It's just shedding the uterine walls.
Yeah, you guys have your wound open once a month and wound out. That's great. That's all great. I'm not really grossed out by period stuff. It's just,
But if I sold the eggs, I don't think they go in one at a time. Like,
so
take one, go in. I think they're all in the ovary, so they would take out.
So they can
multiple.
take out the 200 right off the bat.
Well, I don't know if I get rid of all of them. Maybe like half.
I don't think you could just.
I don't know. There must be a limit. Can you check that? Is there a limit on how many you can sell at a time? If you sell 10.
But I feel like if people if you can make, all right, so 5 to 50,000. So they're looking for purebreds. So what's your nationality?
I'm Chinese.
And what?
I'm an 8th, so 12.5% Ceremonies.
All right, so
it's like island black.
So let's start at 50. All right, so now you're island black. Now you're at 10.
Why would you? What an estimation. How come I couldn't be like 40? I'm like 87.5% Chinese.
Island white might have got you 60. Island black, you're back at 10.
Well, you know, like Trinidad and Guyana.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like Suriname is like right next door. Suriname. Sorry, I misspoke.
Who's their god?
I don't know, but that's why my complexion is like tan for a Chinese.
Depending on
girl.
what your people believe in will depend on how much that baby costs. All right, so don't get too ahead of yourself.
I think a Chinese baby would go for a lot of money.
You're not Chinese. You just said you're fucking Saramon.
I'm like Surinese. I'm like 90% Chinese though. 87.5. That's like a majority. I'm not like a mutt.
Like the Muslim type or the other ones?
What?
the ones. Who do your people believe in? Is it the year of the rat?
For the Chinese zodiac?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I actually think that it's the year of the...
Why are you looking at him? He can't help you.
I don't know. I thought he was going to look it up.
No. What is he going to do?
It could be.
You looked at him like a fortune cookie, like, tell me, boy.
Oh, year of the pig, I think. That's my guess.
White people. Interesting. Okay. All right. I know to read a sign.
But if I sold like 10, see, 240 would be a lot. 240 at 10 grand a piece is what, like 2.4 million? Is that correct math?
Okay, I'll give you that. All right, so but why aren't more women doing that though? Like if you know your womb is barren or you already had a kid, why wouldn't you just sell it? Like once you have a kid, do the eggs like deplete or is it like?
Once you have a kid? No, that's one egg.
You could have 240 kids from here on out.
No, you're not. That's why I'd be willing to sell them because it's like I'm not using all of them.
This is a real John and 8 plus Kate type of situation we got going on here. I feel like.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's why eggs are worth so many. Because for men, if you just jerk off, right, and ejaculate, your sperm count is so high. Like you can just you can jerk off 5 times.
We don't know how high everybody's sperm count is. I mean, I don't know if you should just go off just shooting out numbers like.
But
high
I have
sperm counts
240 for my lifetime. You probably shoot out more than 240 sperm in one cum shot.
Yeah, in pre-cum there's more than 240 sperm. I understand that, but you can't. I mean, this is oranges and tractors. I mean, there's no. You can't compare the two. Yeah,
no, but I'm saying the price point. That's why it's so expensive.
Yeah, your price point is a John Deere tractor. My price point is an orange. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's oranges and tractors. There's no comparison.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're getting John Deere. I'm getting Florida Man.
So, okay, so then I agree with you. The question is, why wouldn't more women do it? And maybe women have more like attachment to their egg, right? Because now if you donate an egg, it's assumed it's going to be fertilized and now you're going to have a kid walking around. And maybe women are like, oh, well, if I sell 10 of my eggs, then I have 10 children.
So how many eggs would you be willing to sell? If you say you got 240, let's say, we'll make it easier. You got 200 eggs left. How many are you willing to give up?
Well, let's say I'm planning on having 5 kids, then 195.
Is each egg a one-shot deal? Like, is it a one-pump chump for each egg?
Your egg is half of. It's either unfertilized and it's a period, or the egg is like going to be is half of a baby.
So if you get rid of 195 and he foul swings 2 times, that means you got 3 left, right?
Well, I would make sure first, right? So let's say if I freeze an egg, I can still use my own egg for myself.
You're really playing perfect world that it just. So you mean you have to have the kid first, and then you have to go from what's left from there?
Yeah, that would be like a sure way to do it. Or if I had like 12 extracted, we try to fertilize some. Well, that's also why some women who get in vitro have like fraternal twins, because they don't just put one in and hope for the best. They'll put in like multiple. Yeah. And then only some get fertilized. Sometimes they have triplets. Sometimes they have twins. Sometimes they just have one. Sometimes they all don't get fertilized. But like, if one works, then I freaking sell the rest of them. Why not?
I don't know. I just want a mutant kid. You know what I mean?
like a test tube baby?
Yeah, well, they're all test tube baby. I mean, most of them, I know a lot of people get in vitro, stuff like that. I mean, I feel like if we're going to play around with them, then give me a super kid. You know what I mean? Like, let's juice them up a little bit. Let's put a little bit of that, put a little HGH in the sperm. Let's get them juiced up. Get him out there, make him a team player.
If you could like genetically modify your son or daughter, like what traits would you absolutely give them?
Are we talking X-Men?
Within reason, like realistically. If you could like pick.
Are we going reasonable? Invisibility? Wait, what did you?
No, just like real life characteristics for your child.
Telekinesis?
No.
Magic? I mean, I don't. I mean, what David Copperfield level magic. All right, Chris Angel level magic is what I would give him.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was thinking like blue eyes or something like that, but I guess we can go.
No, I give him the hands of an Indian surgeon, the brain of a Chinese boy,
minus the ceremonies.
Yeah, the lips of a Persian, the skin of a Guyanese that's always smooth and no acne. I can mix and match a kid. I mean, don't get me wrong. I can find you a kid. I mean, I can mix and match. I can make a kid. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I know what I want. You know.
How much would you be willing to spend for like your perfect kid?
I mean, I watched Tiger King. A tiger is $5,000. Mm-hmm. So you figure a purebred kid the way I want it. A McDonald's kid. Let's call them McDonald's kids. I can have it my way.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be willing to give, I guess, my left nut. I mean, you got to be willing to go for it all. No, I got to go for a half a bag. Yeah, I mean, no, I would say that'd be worth. Well, Angelina Jolie paid like $100,000 for hers.
For her adopted kid?
Yeah, for her adopted. I mean, and that's like, purebred. Like those are pit bull puppies at this point in time. You know what I mean? Like you're getting a purebred kid. So it's like
$100,000.
You got to go to a real adoption. You got to go to like an adoption agent, not even an agency, an adoption agent for that. Like what it's like, well, we're gonna steal a kid and give it to you. You know what I mean? It's like trust me, he's good. Like it's crazy out there. It's a real Taken type of a situation. I don't know if you've seen Taken with Liam Neeson. It's like that.
Yeah.
So you can expect more of that in the time to come. All right.